Somewhat early on to the conflict, national leaders at that time felt the need that the war should be settled through political means. The 13th Amendment to the Constitution, which revolves around the devolution of power between the centre and the provinces, was introduced in 1987 with this in mind. However, successive governments were unable to implement various provisions of the amendment, which has resulted in the Tamil community, especially those in the north and east, feeling discriminated against. Today, the government is in favour of full implementation of the 13th Amendment. Recently, a group of Tamil academics held a seminar to talk about this matter.
Recommendations coming out of the APRC, appointed by President Rajapaksa in 2006, indicate that the full implementation of the 13th Amendment would be the catalyst to the resolution of the ethnic conflict. The APRC is constituted of delegates from different political parties and was mandated to provide guidelines to formulate a constitutional framework capable of facilitating a peaceful solution to the conflict in the north and east. With sessions of the APRC drawing to a close after some 63 meetings, the final draft for a political solution is to be handed over to His Excellency President Rajapaksa by January 2009. This proposed full implementation of the 13th Amendment is viewed with mixed reactions and with skepticism, especially amongst the Tamil community, whose constitutional rights have not been taken seriously so far. On the 5th of November, the Colombo Tamil Sangam was the venue for a seminar which sought to constructively criticize the proposed 13th Amendment.
இன்று அதை அமுலாக்குங்கள் என்று சிங்கள மக்கள் கூடுதலாக விரும்புகிறதை நாங்கள் காணக்கூடியதாக இருக்கின்றது. ஆனால் இதில் உள்ள பெரும் குறைபாடு என்னவென்றால் எந்த நடவடிக்கைக்காக கொண்டு வரப்பட்டதோ, அதாவது வடக்கு கிழக்கு மக்களின் தனித்த சுயாட்சி கோரிக்கைக்காக கொண்டு வரப்பட்டதோ அதற்குரிய ஒரு நோக்கத்தை முறியடித்து விட்டு இன்றைக்கு சும்மாக ப்ரொவின்ஷியல் கவுன்சில் இயங்கிக் கொண்டிருக்கிறதை நாங்கள் பார்த்து கொண்டிருக்கலாம். ஆகவே தேவை என்ன தேவைக்கு கொண்டு வரப்பட்டதோ அந்த தேவை முறியடிக்கப்பட்டு விட்டது.
அமல்படுத்தினால் என்ன கிடைக்கும்னால அந்த பாஸ் பண்ண அந்த சட்டத்தின்படி எங்களுக்கு கிடைக்கும். சும்மா சட்டத்தை பாஸ் பண்ணாமல் போதாது, அமல்படுத்துறதால எங்களுக்கு வந்து அந்த நன்மை அடையும். அமல்படுத்தாலும் சும்மா பேருக்கு பாஸ் பண்ணி போட்டு விட்டா என்ன புரியும்?
For decades, the concept of devolution of power has been viewed by sections of society with fear and suspicion, as they believed it to be a means of dividing the country. While such perceptions have altered somewhat over time, still there is much to be done to educate and sensitize the masses on the concept of power devolution.
முதலாவதாக அரசியல் கட்சிகள் புரிந்து கொள்ள வேண்டும். இந்த கட்சிகள் புரிந்து கொள்வதனூடாகத்தான் மக்கள் அதனை எவ்வளவு தூரம் சரியாக நடைமுறைப்படுத்தக்கூடியதாக இருக்கும் என்றதை புரிந்து கொள்வாங்க. ஆகவே கட்டாயமாக கட்சிகளுக்கு அது பற்றிய தெளிவான ஒரு அறிவுறுத்தல், இது எந்த வகையிலும் நாட்டை பிரிப்பதாக அமைய போறது இல்லை.
You have to have real intention to implement what is devolved by the 13th Amendment. That is one. Two, the Tamils did not think the 13th Amendment is enough. Therefore, you need to improve some of the major concerned areas. And the other thing is, convincing the southern people that this is a reasonable and required measure. It will not lead to the separation of the state.
Professor Keitha Ponkalan points out that even if the full implementation of the 13th Amendment becomes a reality, it will be far from the solution to the ethnic conflict.
The 13th Amendment is a very weak instrument in terms of resolving the conflict. Especially the Tamil people found several problems with the 13th Amendment. One, it was not, the powers were not really devolved adequately. The other problem is the central government retained the power to take back what is given by the 13th Amendment. That actually happened in the later periods. Then it was not consulted with the Tamil people. India and Sri Lanka signed an agreement. Based on that agreement, Sri Lankan government introduced the 13th Amendment in the parliament and approved it, and Tamil people were not part of it. A reasonable solution should include the Tamil people at least in the capacity of consulting. Those are some of the problems.
The full implementation of the 13th Amendment, if it does occur, will be a political milestone for the country, and although it may not be the ultimate solution to the conflict, the demonstration of such political will should undoubtedly be an encouraging factor for the Tamil community in particular and for politics in general in Sri Lanka.